What's going on, family? This is your boy KB Banks. I'm excited. We are here. It's time for Let's Get Creative. This is a place where we sit down at our piano. We're just looking at different ways to have fun, to explore, to take the lid off of our musical thinking. We know there's a lot of guys out there. We say, hey, feel like I'm playing some of the same chords. I'm playing some of the same movements. Well, and you listen to some of these other musicians. You say, "Hey, what are they doing? How are they coming up with this?" This is where we're going to bring in somebody. We're going to explore their thinking process, their thought process, and their approach to music, and figure out how we can enhance our playing by some of the ideas that they're gleaning. So I'm excited because of who we have in the studio with us today. Now, for me, being a piano teacher, I have a great appreciation for music. And being honest, there's not a big list of people that I really admire when it comes down to playing and when it comes down to their musicality and just their presentation and their gift all around. There's very few people that I just highly look up to and highly admire. And our guest today is definitely on that list of individuals who I absolutely love listening to play, and I love their gift, and I do look up to them. I'm honored to call him my brother. We have the one and the only Mr. Amir Edwards. Sir, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself,
Man,
man?
I'm doing real good, man. Can't complain. I'm honored to have you here in the studio with us.
Thank you so much, man. I want to for having me on this platform, man. I'm definitely honored, man. And this is let's get creative, man. Let's get creative.
Yes, sir. Man, but before we get into the music room, I want to talk a little bit about your background because sometimes people just think that you just grown like this, like as a musician. You were just hatched this way, just being this sweet. And people don't see the hard work that you've been putting in over the years. So tell us a little bit about your background. How you got your start in music and really what inspires you now.
Yes, sir. Okay, so my name is Amir Edwards, and I am 26 years old. I've been playing piano for about uh it's been about I think it's been about 9, 10 years. And I started out as a drummer. I started at a church, and I was playing the drums. And long story short, some happened with the minister of music at that time, and so he said, I'm playing the drums. And after church, he said, "Hey, man, you play the keys, right?" And I said, "Not at all." And he's like, "Oh, well, it's on you every week, and we're gonna pray and believe God." And I said, "What you mean pray? Like what you mean? This
Oh,
is keys." So it was kind of like I had to learn really fast. And so at that time, I was, I'm like, man, I'm hanging around these guys that they're beast players. I can't do that. And so, man, really what I did was I went home and I said, God, if this is going to be what you call me to do, I want you to literally like anoint my hands, and I want you to be glorified through my playing. I don't know, at that time I saw a lot of players that were great, and it was nothing against them, but I really wanted to carry, God's sound. I wanted him to really play through me. Anytime I was playing, I want people to hear God, and I wanted presence. And so that was the thing for me where I really took that seriously. And so and then growing up, um I started listening. You had your Corey Henrys, you had your Mike Burrells, you had these Jason White. I mean, these amazing players. And then I started listening to people like Chick Corea, and because I like doing, certain piano licks and different things like that. And so listening to stuff like that, that was more of kind of like your jazz, where you and Oscar Peterson, Art Tatum, man, those guys are just, amazing. And so that's really how I got my start in music, and a little bit about myself.
yeah, then that's awesome. Now, it's actually interesting because we kind of started similarly, where for me, when I started playing, it was, they didn't ask if I played. It was more or less I was pushed. They I knew a few songs, like I know Emmanuel by Norma Hutchins. That was one of the
Hmm.
first songs that I ever knew. So anytime the choir would sing that song, they would call me up to play it. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll play the song. I'll still be nervous. I was so nervous that I literally played the whole time with my head down. And the director would be directing out. I wouldn't even look up. I'm just locked in on my hands. Like I'm just going. But the musicians, they're all pretty much around the same age, and they all decided to go to college the same year. And the both organists and the drummer, like, and bass player, like, they all went to college at the same time, and it was like, it's on you. And I'm like, what do you mean it's on me? So at that point, I was playing like every other Sunday because my mentor Joe Fielder, he would still play on some Sundays, but for most Sundays it would just be by myself, and then it switched over to me being by myself. And I did that same prayer. I said, Lord, you got to help me. And I literally witnessed the Lord playing through my hands, and literally giving me chords that I didn't even know what they were. So yeah, we have a similar start in music.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. So listen, I'm excited. Let's get to it. But I gotta ask you the question. I ask all of our guests when we come on the show about your practice time. So, like, how often are you sitting down at your piano just practicing?
Man, I'm gonna say this. I need you to pray for me with practicing. I repeat it. So, when I first started playing, man, I had a intense schedule. I really practiced at least 3, 4 hours a day. Like that was nonstop. And I would time myself. I would practice. I would learn different songs. And now
Hmm.
what has happened is I've just I'm a producer and I am a musician, and so a lot of times when I'm sitting at the piano, it's like I'm either learning music that I have to play on a Sunday or for somebody, and then or I'm making a track for somebody, and so my practice time has gone way down, like way down, and so I'm planning to get back to that. I'm planning to
Okay.
get back to practicing. I think practicing is very important, but the problem
Hmm.
for me is it's like if I'm trying to practice on something and somebody's like, "Hey, I need you for a live recording, and we got 15 songs." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, I got to learn 15 songs." So, but
Now,
what I've learned. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
no, no, no. Go ahead. What were we gonna say?
Okay. What I've learned is you know, you know, what I did, even in the middle of learning a lot of songs, what I try to do is even if they're simple songs, play them in every key, you know, just so I'm like, I don't want to get like, oh my goodness, okay, I understand this song real quick, and boom, 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 boom. I'll learn them in every key so I can have
Yeah.
different chords in those different keys. So yeah, man.
Yes, yes, that's actually one. That's a teaching tool I actually use in the school when we're taking a song and trying to learn how to get more comfortable in different keys. I mean, take a simple song, intentionally take a simple song, and just keep climbing up by half steps, just to move into a different key and force you to really think about what you're playing. So man, that's really good, man. But I am noticing this trend of where a lot of these musicians such as yourself, you say you may not have a lot of time to sit down and practice intentionally, but you're playing pretty much sound like every day. You're always working on something every day. So even though it may not be intentionally, like, okay, I'm about to sit down, I'm about to practice X, Y, and Z, you are actually at your keyboard on a more than consistent basis. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, 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 for sure. I'm definitely playing pretty much every day, really, like Monday through Sunday. I'll have some days off, but I'm playing every day, really. And so what I learn is if I'm doing a simple song like "How Great Is Our God" and C, I'm like, okay, let me play this song. And I'm like, let me make sure I got my C major, minor scales up. Make sure I'm still fluent in those keys.
Yeah.
So every day, got it. You have to continue to play. Because I remember once, when I had played for a while and I sat at the keyboard, I said, oh my goodness, yeah.
Hilarious.
So
All right, so let's go over to the music room, and we're gonna throw out a song. We're gonna do "I Love You, Lord" today. It's a fairly simple song that we have in the key of C. So let's do it in C. So somebody say, "I want you to play "I Love You, Lord" today." What would you do? What would be your approach to this song? And we're gonna, want you to go play through the song, and then we'll go back and we'll kind of look at some of the things that you did and see, how we can implement that ourselves.
okay. Um. So. Uh,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. All right, see you next time. I'm done. Y'all see why I talk about why I love this guy. Y'all see why I say I admire this guy's playing. That's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let's go back to the top. There was so much you there was a lot that you did in there. I'm even trying to figure out where we begin. So let's start from the top. From when you sound like you did start off with like a C major 9 type of is that what you're doing? I want to make sure I
I
catch your
got in my
voice.
right. Yeah. So really, in my right hand, I got A, D, E, and B, and B on the top.
Okay, so you play that major 913. Okay. Now, okay, so that's I like this voicing. Now that is a nice, that's a stretch for some folk, that A to B. And you also doing this in your left hand, in C G E, right?
Man, Aaron Lindsay. I forgot to say him. Those chords, man, all those stretches, those real full,
Uh huh.
chords like that. Those, yeah, yep.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, all right. So let's keep going. Cause you did, even in your intro setting up the song, you did this nice arpeggio taking us into it.
Yeah, so I did like off the 5.
Okay. So what was that on the 5? What did you do there?
So I'm holding G in
Mm-hmm.
my left hand, and then so I got F, A flat, B, and E.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's see, because I'm a stickler on looking at a chord and figuring out how we can move this thing around. So we see that this is a G13 flat nine, and for those who may not understand how we came to that, so G13. Remember when we talk about extended chords, I do have a video where we talked about extended chords. If you follow the Kingdom Keys Nation, you see my video talked about extended chords and extended voicings. And so because we have these extended notes beyond 7, or 13 and 9, it's implied that the 7 is present, which would be that F. So we got that dominant 7 in there. So we know this is a dominant chord. The 9 to G would be the A, but we took it down a half step. That's what gave her our flat 9. This B is already in the main triad, and the E is which is a 6, but when we go to an extended voicing, it's also a 13. So there we have it. That G 13 flat 9. Another way to kind of look at it too, if me now, this is before I actually got learned how to build these chords and stuff. I kind of say, okay, let's make some cheat codes, if you will. So this part right here looks like a diminished chord, and then I got this E up top, right? So it almost looks like a diminished 7 chord if I just took that E up there. So I could say G, go down a whole step, which would be an F, play that diminished chord, and then add a fourth from that last note. So that could be a way to play that chord in any key that you're in. You see? I mean, just for those who's looking. So if we was in E flat, all right. So now we go to the 5, right? So I want that B flat, go down a whole step, play that diminished chord, and a fourth from D would be that G. There's the same chord. Okay. So all right. I'm sorry. I had to make sense of the chord. The chord that was a good chord.
Hey man, that's the music professor, man. That's the music professor.
I want to make sure that they get it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it. All right, so we said right. Okay. And then where would we go from there?
So some people kind of stay on the C for I love you, Lord. I love you. Sometimes I would probably just walk it. I love you. So
yeah.
then I'll go to this. That's B.
Okay. Okay. All right. Woo. Okay. Amir is giving it to us tonight, y'all. He is giving it to us. All right. Hold on. Go back to that chord you played over the B. So I got I love you. All right. Then you went to the B. What did you do over that B?
So
Mm-hmm.
so so I'm walking the F sharp, G, A, gracing B flat.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, so coming right from the A, gracing the A B flat. So yeah.
Oh. How many fingers are you using? Cause you hold it,
17.
cause you hold the D's in your as an octave, right?
Uh,
Like like that.
yep, yep.
I'm gonna have some mighty fingers when this is over.
passing like on this. It's kind of like a B major. Yeah.
So you wait. So where did you put this B major?
So I love so right there. Love you, Lord, today. Because you care for me.
Yeah, I hear your
Uh,
throat, sir. I hear you. I hear you in your voice.
all right. And then that's why I praise you.
Okay, all right. Let's get let's
So
get
that
let's get that move right there.
okay. Uh, so I'm holding the C in my left hand, and then with the right hand I have B, D, and G. Yep, and then hold the C the entire time. So I'll go down to B flat, C sharp, and G. So still stay.
So you just move the B down to a B flat.
So actually, the B flat and C sharp in the right
Okay.
hand. So stay on that. So then drop that down to A flat. That's G, B flat, and E.
Okay.
F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, D.
Yeah. Yeah.
Down. Yep, back home.
So that whole move is oh,
Yep. And what's cool is practicing that. You know, you take that. Even if you're playing, let me. So if I'm playing, look at my screen, like a working flow.
yeah, I'm loving it. So could you explain like because that even in that moment that sounds good, but like how can we extract this movement outside of this song or even that particular example that you did to like say okay when I'm in this moment I can use this pass. So can you explain the placement of it?
Yeah. So, um, if I'm doing just a random song, let's see. If we do, um, let's see. So here I am to worship. So, so in time it will
Yeah.
be here
Okay.
so yep. Or you can slow it down. So here I am to
So that could be a
So
nice wraparound to even like to end a song. You can use it there, or even in a
yes, sir.
moment where you kind of going to that, or like transitioning from like a one to the five. Because in the chord, we if we kind of look at this right hand by itself, we're doing that.
Mhm,
So which will still create that C7,
mhm.
right? That's the whole movement, right? Did I get it right?
Right. Yep.
All right, cool. All right, all right, praise God. All
Yes, sir.
right. So if you kind of like, I guess looking
So keep
at,
the C.
huh?
If you keep the C in your bass, I think I'm hearing you keep the C in that so that C is like kind of just sustained.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yep.
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Right. But
Yeah, yes, sir.
you
Yes, sir.
said you could also go, or you went to the G kind of right there because you kind of broke it up at one point to like go from to get to like to that five or seven sound rather. You like kind of did half of that movement. So I'm trying to something like that.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So
Yep.
like you kind of like you can
Hmm.
break that up instead of going to that back to there. Instead of doing that last part of the movement, you can go back to the something like that. Is that what I'm
Right.
saying?
And you can also, even if you put, yes, sir, that's it. And you can also put the A on top of that. So you know how we're going. We can go. So now I just put the A on top.
Oh, okay.
You got
So you got the so instead of is you put the A in place of the G or in conjunction with the G.
in place of the G. So yep.
Yes, sir. I love it, man. These are some gems, man. These are some gems that you drop for. Okay, so so we got that, um, and we were doing this off of what's the original song? You made me forget. I love it.
I love
I
you,
love you,
Lord.
Lord, today. That's right. All right, so you did that coming back to because you care for me in such a special way. That's why I praise you. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
But you put it
Yes,
in
sir.
that spot right there.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so where will you go
That's
from
why
there?
when you know get it like really fast, you can kind of that's why I praise you. Those drops. Yeah. So that's still just moving a little faster.
Okay, gotcha. Oh
Yes,
man, that's
sir.
good. That's good. So where will you go after that?
Uh, man, now you're such a special way. That's why I praise. That's the part,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So that's why I would, normally you're supposed to go to one there. I would probably, just for texture, go to like a three.
Mm.
So, so
because that lick that you hit, that it was a real jazzy lick that you hit. Um, I don't even know who to call that lick after, but you did something, did a little run in there on sound like you did it over that B flat.
Yeah. You talking about?
Yes.
Got you. Okay. So slow down. I'm slurring from. Well, that's my term. I don't know. I don't know if that's the professional term, man. I call it, I call it a slur, or maybe you just trill or something. So I'm going from G to A flat. So
You said G to A flat
so you have G, A flat, G. So
to the F. Okay.
yeah, C. So
Wait.
C, D, E flat,
So,
and G. And then that's why I praise you. So also, yep, yep,
oh, okay.
yeah. And then if you go run it up,
Yeah, just keep repeating it. So
yes, sir.
I'm about to be a professional after this. I'm a professional after this.
And then I do this little. You hear you hear a lot of gospel guys in it.
Oh, what's it? Like that?
E and B, E and A. A, D, and then G and F is in my left hand.
Oh, okay. Or do you go to the one after you drop here?
Fast there to going back to the one.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yes,
This is
sir.
fun, man. I am having fun. I am having fun. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very transparent. I started this show so I can learn some new stuff. All right, and I'm just sharing it with everybody else what I'm learning. I didn't bring it in. I'm learning. This is for me. All right, so. Oh, okay. All right. So this is sweet. I love that. So that and you can use that to take you back to the one.
Uh huh. And then when so I kind of went to E major there, and you
Yeah.
can do a E major run. One thing that I found out, and this is what I can learn from you, is it's like every key kind of somehow it you can flow into it. So if I'm still in C, and then I go to that, if I do an E major, I can still go back to C. It's
Yeah.
crazy how that works. You go or D major, still back in that C, you know. So
What
you
we're
know,
not going to ignore is how clean this run is that you're doing. We are not about to ignore this. All right.
So that,
And
yeah,
he just ran down a straight E major scale.
yes, sir.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, coming from B, so I'm.
Oh, you're doing a pentatonic scale. That's what I'm hearing.
Hey man, you just as fast. Yeah, yeah.
I got I'm behind you a little bit. I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get to you. All right. I ain't
Yes,
all over there.
ma'am.
So you did that in that 7/3/6, but on that three, making that three E major like that. Take it to your
Uh-huh.
six. All right.
Yes, sir.
So okay. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you can mix those little and then take you back home. Still back in C.
Mm-hmm. And I always teach this to my students. I say that all music, all these keys, they're all families. They all go to the cookout together. All right, so they're not divided like we kind of look at it. So you're in C or you're in F or you're in G or whatever. Like they're all together. So the fun part, and especially what we're doing here, is looking at how we can borrow from a different key. How can we use something from our neighbor, because they all families together. So man, I love it, man. Okay, you gave a lot. This is a simple song with a lot in it.
And then when we were at the end, that's why. And then going back to that. Then I ended on A flat. So I go. Exactly. Yep. So
Yeah.
so
I'm sorry.
uh,
Yeah.
just the A flat and B flat, C, E flat and G.
So that over there, are you hitting a straight? Are you adding something here? What are you doing with the A flat?
I'm in that chord. I have A flat, E flat, and I'm hitting B flat at the same time. So that's giving me
So all that's in your left hand.
yeah.
Are you doing what you doing your left hand or right hand?
Right hand is C and mashing that A flat and B flat still in the right.
I think I don't want to change your chord, but if we just move that to a G, I think that had some nice color.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And then now the C sharp. Uh huh.
Yeah. All right. We can go to that E flat and C.
And I'm kind of arpeggiating that up. So flat, F, B flat, and C.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh, and then
Yeah. Okay, what we got?
that's
I hear that sharp 11.
yeah. I would love to if I can get it. Go from hitting that F sharp.
On the left hand.
That stretch, yeah.
So, oh yeah, I know. I know we got the F sharp in our right hand. So,
Uh-huh.
I,
Yep. So
yeah. All right. Last thing, and then we I will let you go, man. You've given a wealth of information. So I know we're doing this as an ending, but what if somebody say, somebody singing it, they gonna say turn it around. So I know that's generally when we do our 7-3-6. That's where we are right now. So help somebody. They say, okay, I'm tired of these chords. What can we do on that 7-3-6 loop around?
so 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 that's going from
Ooh.
that. I can do that same thing from A. So that's why. So you can turn around like that.
All right, we heard it, but we enjoying it too much to catch what you're doing. So, all right,
Okay,
walk us through
so
it.
we're at so the same thing. I was kind of doing this. So now we have A minor.
And root form. Are you playing this voicing or this voicing?
On the
Okay.
first.
So you're going just those four? Oh, okay.
So, so, and then right there, I'm at an A flat. Flat.
Is that it? Awesome. Awesome. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't know what else to say, man. This has been phenomenal, man. Like getting to pick your brain and just look at like how you putting these things together, whether you know exactly what you're doing or not. It's like, yo, like the stuff that's happening in your brain is crazy, and you see why you own everybody's record, why everybody's trying to get in touch with you, why you know, doing all these live records and all this stuff, because you have a really unique gift. And I love what you said in the beginning, where you said when you were starting off, you said, Lord, I need you to help me out with this. I need you to, you know, make this happen. You want it to be anointed as opposed to just talented. And that's really what makes a difference on your gift. You know, it's not just about the chords. Like, yeah, we went over some chords, some things that you can do, but at the bottom line, even if you're just playing basic triads, if the anointing of God is on it, then it's more powerful than these big voices that you could ever, that you can create, and all these nice fancy chords. When the anointing of God is on your playing, that's what makes the difference. Amir, we're about to get out of here, but before we go, I want you to talk to a musician. They're growing, they're developing. They may be in the same situation where you are. They're playing, you know, they didn't ask to play. You know, they kind of got pushed in it. You know, kind of like how we did. You know, they want to do it, but they may be a little discouraged. You know, they're looking at other musicians playing. They're like, I'm not on that level. I'm not there yet. You know, but they want to grow. They may not be. You know, you get what I'm saying. They're not feeling comfortable where they are. I want you to speak to them. Just take about a few minutes and just, you know, what would you share with them, if you had that opportunity?
I would say, and kind of going back just a little bit to what you just said about, you know, the anointing and asking God to, you know, just kind of, you know, play through you. Man, that is so important. You know, a lot of guys, they can play. They're very skillful. They're great. But if I can play the same C major scale or the same C major chord in a room, and God is using me because I have relationship with him, I can do the same chord that somebody else may be able to do, but he's going to flow through differently, through the ones that have relationship. And so that's man, it's so important, seek the face of God, live, clean, live clean, you live clean, seriously, because there are people's lives on the line. And you look in the Bible where David played before Saul and evil spirits departed, that lives in us to this day. We're in a time where this is not time to play around. Live a life where it's pleasing to God, and when you play, it's intentional. We have the power to shift a service. We have the power to heal somebody. Like, that is amazing. Like, somebody that could be dealing with cancer, or just really bad diseases. You can get into such a place in God where you can play and they can be healed and they can be set free. They go to the doctor and they're like, man, where's the cancer? And that's from a minstrel. That's before I say anything else, that's the most important thing. And so that is so important. And also spend time practicing, spend time um worshiping God on your instrument. It shouldn't just be a Sunday thing. It shouldn't just be, all right, the songs are Lord, you are good, let it rise, and here I am to worship. And I'm not gonna play the keyboard and worship God until I play those songs. It shouldn't be that. And so but practice. And also what helped me was listening to certain things. I will say, listen to clean music, but listening to your Oscar Petersons and Art Tatum, to just kind of open up your ear to different things. So you hear different little riffs and licks that may not be certainly gospel licks, but you hear these jazz guys, and it kind of it'll open up your ear a little more. And then learn songs are really songs are very important, because you say, I want to learn more old school playing, or I want to learn more of this. There's patterns. CCM has its own kind of pattern. Traditional songs has its own type of patterns. And then like a 6/8 or 3/4, pattern is, learn those patterns. And also, just find mentors. I think in this day and age, we should find teachers, find mentors. That should be, it's nothing wrong with getting a little help. We all need some help in some areas in our playing. So find mentors, find people that can say, oh, okay, that's cool. What if you did it like this, or what if you did it like this? And so that's what I would say.
Man, that was awesome, man.
And
And
one more thing,
go ahead.
I've just forgot it. Also, I think in this day and age too, is out off the keys, learn. um you got to be worth something, like the days where it's just like, I'm calling in a keyboard player that's great, that those days are kind of gone. Learn how to hit the record button. Learn how to do, if you have a church that's doing stems, learn how to route the stems. At my church, we're running stems, and we're doing like 8 individual outs going into the mixer. Learn how to route those things and do that, because then you're worth more than just the piano. These days everybody's doing the stems, the light show, all of that. So you can get a call to go on the plane, and they may say, we need a keyboard player. We need somebody that's really skilled, anointed, that's great. And then they say, oh man, my MD can't make it. So we need somebody that knows how to program a show. And we need somebody that knows how to run these stems. You can't say, I don't know. So learn all you can on the keys and off the keys. Learn producing. Learn, because we're in the world now where it's just, there's so many, there's so much technology. So learn it, learn Ableton, learn Logic. I'm not saying you have to be, the best, but learn how to get around. So that's what I would say. Hope that answers your question.
No, it does, man, and it's all about matter of just adding value to yourself, and when you can add value to other people, that, necessarily not to having a conversation about compensation, but those things go hand in hand. When you look at the scripture, it says, I've given you the ability to obtain wealth. That ability is the value that you have in your hand. So when you grow yourself, not just in one area, but you create multiple streams of income by just learning everything that surrounds your gift. I don't believe in, that somebody has to do 1,000 different things in 1,000 different areas and different arenas, but just with music by itself, there's so much inside of this realm that if you just learned it, you will create multiple streams of income for yourself. I know that's not where you was necessarily trying to go with it, but that's what I was hearing. you know,
I'm a living testimony of that, man. I've never had a day job in my entire life. Never. God has sustained me to do this, but
wow.
you have to have different streams, because I used to travel a lot, but now traveling has been shut down. So what's the next stream? Producing. So you have your production, you have your, how to play, then you do your travel. When you do your travel, then you can music direct, and then you can program. Those are like 5 6 different streams inside of music. So that's 2020 full-time music ministry. Gone are the days where you can play on somebody's organ and you just, you know.
Seriously, man. Seriously, yeah. And I love it. I love it. It's all about growing yourself, and this is especially for those who are serious about doing this full time. This is really who we talking to. You really
Right.
want to do this thing. You want to do it for real. These gems are definitely something that you want to take a hold to. Amir, man, thank you so much, man, for just pouring out on us both, musically and just in wisdom as well. People want to connect with you. How can they stay connected with you?
I'm on Facebook. Amir Edwards, Amir Edwards, Edwards. Also Facebook, I'm on there as Drumir, Drummir. It was a little, nickname. I played drums. My name is Amir, Drumir. So, Keymir doesn't sound as cool as Drumir. So we're gonna stick with Drumir. So, oh,
Yeah, we gonna
we
stay
got
with Drumir.
Drumir is Drumir on Instagram, and you
Uh-huh.
can find me there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and this dude, I mean, what I love about you, and I'm letting you go, but it's like as sweet as he is on piano, he is equally as sweet on the drums. Like, because that was your first instrument, right?
Yes, yes, it
Yeah.
was.
So like, I first met you, you were playing. I think the first time I heard you was on organ. So, I was like, dude, this dude is awesome. And then I heard my mentor, Joe Fielder, talking about you, and he was mesmerized about how awesome you doing because he remember you on drums. I ain't never heard you play the drums before. Then when I heard you play the drums, like the unique sound that he has, like hold on, you don't even sound like average drummers. Like it's crazy. Y'all gotta go follow him. He got videos on his Instagram. Y'all need to go and check him out. Amir, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and wish tell your wife hello. Y'all, cause y'all almost there.
Yes, we are.
But
We expect it. If y'all can see my shirt, I'm kind of blended in. I'm a girl dad.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, look, I ain't gonna hold you. Thanks a lot, man. All right, we're gonna catch you. We're gonna definitely have you back on here soon. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Peace.